Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my Game Week 6 League 1 predictions. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well. If you are new, can we try and hit 140 likes on today's video? And don't forget to get your predictions in down in the comment section down below. How do you think your team will get on over the weekend? Let's waste no further time and get straight into it. Starting out then with the early Saturday kickoff between Cardiff City and Plymouth Argyle. Obviously, the hosts are one of only two teams to have not lost a league match so far. The other team obviously being Bradford City. Cardiff top of the table at this moment in time. They've picked up 13 points from their opening 5 matches. They've only conceded 1 goal so far this campaign, and that was a penalty against Peterborough. They've had an absolutely outstanding start. As for Plymouth, they have had an awful start to the season. Despite a win in their last match, I see this one being a pretty comfortable 2-0 home win for Cardiff. And the other Saturday early kickoff then is a South Yorkshire derby as Rotherham travel to Doncaster. Obviously, Doncaster have had a good start to the season on the whole. 10 points picked up from their opening 5 matches. They're only outside the playoffs at this moment in time on goal difference. They've only lost 1 of their opening 5, but there's not been many goals in the Doncaster games so far. In terms of Rotherham United, they've had a very mess start to the season. They're down in 17th. They've got a game in hand on a lot of teams, but just 1 win, 1 draw and 2 defeats from their opening 4 matches. With Doncaster being the home side, having a better start to the season, I can't see anything other than, again, a 2-0 win. I've got a lot of 2-0 predictions coming up today. Barnsley FC versus Huddersfield Town is a potential promotion 6-pointer. It's also a Yorkshire derby. There is a lot riding on this game. Barnsley currently 6th in the table, picking up 10 points from their opening 5 games. Huddersfield up into 2nd, finally gone above Bradford City. They obviously have lost the game so far this season. Bradford City haven't done, but Huddersfield are above us at this moment in time. They've scored 10 goals as well so far this season, only conceding the 3 as well. And I would think this one is going to be quite high scoring. I think Barnsley have got a lot of good attackers, but defensively are quite weak. Same can probably be said about Huddersfield in terms of they've got a lot of good attackers, but defensively I do think they are susceptible to conceding against some of the better sides in this division, although on the whole so far this season they have been quite solid. In this one though, I'm going to go for a high scoring 2-2 draw. Blackpool FC versus Bolton Wanderers. Both of these sides have had a pretty underwhelming start to the campaign. Blackpool just outside of the relegation zone at this moment in time by a single point. They've only won 1 of their opening 5. They've conceded 12, the most goals in the entire division, on a -6 goal difference. They've had an awful start to the campaign, but Bolton's hasn't been much better. They're only up in 15th. They've drawn 3 of their opening 5, the last 3 of those being on the bounce. It's not been a great start to the season for either of these sides. I don't see it being the most entertaining spectacle, so I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. My team Bradford City versus AFC Wimbledon is up next then. We've had a great start to the campaign, unbeaten in our last 7 matches so far this campaign. We are yet to lose in any competition. We've drawn Newcastle away in the next round of the Carabao Cup. The feel-good factor is certainly back at Bradford City, but Wimbledon are no mugs. They've had a great start to the season as well. 9 points picked up from their opening 5 matches, a lot of them coming at home, but they did win away at Reading in the league. Lost away at Reading though in the Cup on Tuesday. We obviously battered Stoke 3-0, and that was largely with our second team, so I'm feeling quite confident. Wimbledon though, it's always a tough game against them. We haven't won against them at home for a long time, but I'm going to back us for 3 points. I rarely do. No, it is rare that I do back us for a win, but I'm going to go Bradford City 1, AFC Wimbledon 0. Hopefully for no reverse psychology this week. Burton Albion versus Luton Town is up next then, and Burton haven't had the best start to the campaign. Obviously they do have a game in hand on a lot of sides, but it's just 1 win in their opening 4 matches. As for Luton, they have had a okay start to the season, but certainly not a great one whatsoever by their standards. They've won 3 and lost 2 of their opening 5 matches, just 8 goals in their games so far as well. With Burton being the home side, Luton, I just feel like they're going to think maybe that they're too good to be going to places like Burton. I still think there needs to be a bit more change in that squad, with players coming in and players leaving as well. A lot of their fans are starting to get a bit frustrated as well with the back 4, and if Burton start well, their fans could start getting on top of the Luton players. So I'm going to back Burton in this one for a 2-1 home win. Exeter City versus Peterborough United is up next then. Exeter currently 14th in the table with 2 wins and 3 defeats from their opening 5. Looking at their fixtures though, it's not been a particularly great start to the season, picking up just 6 points from those matches. Obviously Peterborough at bottom of the table, only 1 point for them so far this campaign, and obviously that was against Bradford City, where they did score their first open play goal of the season. They have to use that now as a kickstart. If they lose this game, I think Peterborough are in a serious amount of trouble, but they have done a little bit of transfer business. They've getting some of these more experienced players like Tom Lees up to fitness. Peter Kyoso has returned to the club as well, so I don't think there'll be loads of quality in this game. I see it finishing as a draw. I'm probably going to go 1-1 in that one. Leyton Orient versus Northampton Town. For me, it'll be a very straightforward victory for the hosts. Orient are obviously 13th in the table at this moment in time. It has been a very inconsistent start to the campaign. In their opening 5, they've got 2 wins, 1 draw and 2 defeats, which is very average so far. As for Northampton, they finally got their first win at the weekend at home to Exeter, winning that game at 2-0, but I just think there's a real lack of goals in that side, especially away from home. I think Northampton are going to struggle quite a lot on the road this season. They are currently 18th. I'm sure if they were to finish there, they'd absolutely snap your hand off for that, but I think Richie Wellens' side will have far too much for them, especially going forward, and I think they'll win 3-0 personally. Lincoln City versus Mansfield Town. Obviously, this fixture last campaign finished an absolute hammering for the Stags with a fair few mistakes from Christy Pym in that one, who obviously was the hero, I guess you could say, in the Manchester United versus Grimsby game last night, where Christy Pym made 1 penalty save from, was it 13 or 14 penalties, but maybe he did enough to put off Brian Mbuemo. Anyway, on to this fixture. Lincoln are obviously up in 7th. Mansfield, though, are up in 9th, and they've been on a great run of form recently, winning their, obviously before their defeat to Everton on Tuesday, winning their last 4 matches on the bounce, but I think physically their output was quite a lot in that game, and I think they could maybe have a little bit of a hangover coming into this one, where Lincoln are always very solid at home. They've only lost 1 of their opening 5 games so far this campaign, have Lincoln. They've won 3 of them as well. They're only outside the playoffs on goals scored at this moment in time, so I'm going to back Lincoln for a win in this one. I'm going 2-1 to the home side. Reading FC versus Port Vale is up next, and both of these sides I think are currently sat in the relegation zone. It is 23rd versus 22nd. Both of these teams only have the 2 points. Port Vale have only scored 2 goals so far this campaign, and they've sold Laurent Talai to Plymouth Argyle as well. I just don't see them being successful this season. Now, their squad is for me weaker than what it was at the back end of last campaign. At Reading, they're yet to win a football match in the league, but obviously they beat Wimbledon in the Cup on Tuesday. I think they'll take that confidence, take that momentum into this one. I think they'll come out from this game with a 2-0 home victory. Stevenage FC versus Wycombe Wanderers is up next, and obviously Stevenage have had an exceptional start to the campaign, winning their opening 4 league matches and only losing 1-0 away at Huddersfield. They are joint second at this moment in time. Only goal difference is keeping them out of that top 2 at this moment in time. Wycombe Wanderers, they've had an awful start to the campaign, though. They're currently sat in the relegation zone, having conceded 8 in their opening 5. They are yet to win a football match, along with Port Vale, Reading and Peterborough, so I don't think they'll be tasting victory in this one. I think Stevenage are going to get back to winning ways, especially with them being the home side. I think again it'll be a pretty comfortable 2-0 home win. And finally then we have Wigan Athletic versus Stockport County. Wigan are currently sat smack bang in the middle of the table in 12th with 2 wins, 1 draw and 2 defeats from their opening 5. Stockport are up in the playoffs at this moment in time in 5th place with 3 wins from their opening 5. Obviously their performances on the whole haven't been amazing so far this season. Have Stockport and Wigan have been very strong at home, but I can't look past a 2-0 Stockport victory in that one personally. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there then for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well. If you are new, can we try and hit 140 likes as I mentioned at the start of today's video? And don't forget to get your thoughts down in the comment section down below. How do you think your team will get on over the weekend, and how would you assess your club start to the season on the whole? Are you pleased? Are you displeased? Do you think you'll have maybe a managerial change coming up very soon as well? And what further transfer business do you expect from your side? Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon for another one.